I'm going to be using a program by Autodesk called Tinkercad, which is an online program. It runs in your browser and you can find it at tinkercad.com. So you just want to create an account here, or you can sign in with Google or something like that. And now you want to create a new design. So now we're to this area where we can start designing. So these will run on a lot of different computers, but it helps if you have one with better graphics and things like that. So I'm running these on an M1 Mac Mini, and it has smooth graphics, as you can see. So it will have no problem running this. However, if you have an older computer, you might experience some glitchiness when you are moving things around, but it will run on low-end computers, just not as well. Okay, so let's get into designing. So if we bring in the box here, and so what I like to do is edit grid sometimes, and I change these to inches, and then we can update the grid, and this is the snap grid, so it will move it in increments of whatever you have here, which is 1/8 of an inch right now. So what I'm going to do is make this 0.1 inches high, and I'm going to make these just like that. Okay, so now we have a platform that we can design on, so it will print this platform. We could make it thinner if we want, I might do that. So now let's start designing. So what you can do is you can do text. So I'm going to bring in some text, and we want to say Superuser. Okay, so if you hold down Shift, you can resize this text without like distorting it. So that got a little distorted there. You can just undo that. And so we have this text here, and if you want to move it like this without it moving around, you can hold down Shift as well. Okay, so we have that right there. So let's do some other stuff. So if we take in a cylinder, so these are holes, or you can change them with these right here. So you can do solid or hole, and you can change the color of the solid just for design in the program so you can tell it apart. Okay, so now let's make that the same as the rest, and this is a hole right here. So basically it won't put filaments in this area like it will the rest. So if we just resize that, we can try that, and that will be a hole. So when we group these, it will actually make that into a hole. Some other things that we can try are things like these. So if we put that right there, that will bump up like that. So stuff like these might not print as accurately depending on the setting, because you can set the height of the layers in the slicer program. And so it may or may not look good depending on your settings. So there are also things like polygons. And you can just design something that you like. And so you can make parts for things. You can make, like, for example, a Raspberry Pi case. You can make all sorts of things just using these blocks and stuff. Although there are more sophisticated modeling programs. So let's see what we can do here realistically for our stuff. So we can remove that, and then let's get to work. So we can change these right here if we need to get more accurate with our stuff. Okay, so we kind of have a logo type thing right here. And so they actually have things. They have, like, if we go to circuits, components, They actually have a Raspberry Pi somewhere. Okay, so another thing that you can do is import a file if you have like a vector graphic file or another model. You can import that into the program. So if we wanted to do a scribble, we can actually scribble right here. So if we did, something like this, we could do done. And now we have that. We are starting to get something together here. So what we can do is we can do Control D right here. And now we have another one that we can put right here. Okay, so we are starting to get something together for our desk. And it will be a Superuser badge, how about? Okay, so when you are done designing something, what you can do is export, and you can do .stl, and it will download it to your downloads folder. So this is our slicing program, Automaker Cura, which can be downloaded with the link in the description. So what we want to do is use this slicing program to slice the model and make it compatible with our printer. So this is my printer right here. So in the initial setup, you select your printer and everything like that. So I have this all set up. Now I need to drag in my file that I downloaded. And so we can set our settings here. So this is on low quality right now because that's what I had on my last print. But we can set that to something higher, like maybe this. And we can click slice. Okay, so we have the time and the cost. And the cost is set up in the settings. So if you want to set up that, you can. So I might make these a little bit thinner so it can go faster. But that is how you slice it. So if you want to see, if you want support, it will do support on any overhangs. And if you want adhesion, that will print a brim or a raft, and so it will just help it stick. But since this is just a solid bottom, it will be perfectly fine. So what you can do, if you want to slice it and if you are done, what you can do is plug in a micro SD card normally that comes out of your printer, and you can plug that into your computer and do save to removable disk. So some printers need to be connected to the computer. It depends on your printer, but my printer has a micro SD card that you take out, put into the computer, you save the design on there, and then you can print it. So I will finish up and save it to my micro SD card. So here I have my printer. So now I can turn it on. And if we take a look down here, we can preheat this. So go here and go prepare and do preheat PLA. Different printers are different, so yours might be quite different than these. So I have my micro SD card inserted. We will let these preheat. So it is almost done, but what you want to do to print is you want to go right here and go print from TF and select your file. Okay, so it will start printing shortly. So I have some blue filament here. Okay, so this has completed and we just need to remove the mat. Okay, so I have some tools here where we can try to get it off. And now we have it off. And here it is. So until next time, we will see you next time. And I will have more videos in this series coming soon. The next one will be more printer adjustments, settings, and setting up. And I will have one more in depth about Tinkercad. So just stay tuned for those, and we will see you later.